Hi, welcome to the SharePoint Learning Repository Group area. So what we're going to do is, first of all, I'll just give you a brief overview of what SharePoint is and obviously the context we're going to use it in, and obviously then what I'll do is I'll go through some major features of the site or the area itself. So the idea of SharePoint is to enable people to work obviously virtually across obviously a wide area. So the idea is that people can upload and share resources, so in a sense they can upload and share the files, what they're currently working on, and people can work on them in many different places at once. There's different tools you can use on this. So for example, we're currently using the chat room tool or the meeting room tool. We also use the actual sharing of resources tool, so the areas we can put the resources on so everyone can have access to them. We also use common use links, so that's an area where I'm going to hopefully show you some links to some learning repositories which I've found very useful, and obviously you may find very useful as well. And obviously the main purpose of it is just obviously the dynamic element that it can generally, the area itself, the SharePoint area, can do whatever you need it to do. It can be a forum, it can be a blog, it can be a wiki, it can be a glossary, so it can do many different things. But obviously I've identified some key features that we're going to go through today, and this is generally how we expect to use it for the rest of the lifespan of this actual project. So let's show you how you actually get to the main area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to email you obviously this link, so this will enable you to get straight to this page. You just click on it, it'll bring you straight to this page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the step-by-step process of things you may click, and it will take you to different areas of the actual page. So let's go into the various areas of resources. So this is the main area for where you would actually look at the different pieces of information or the different actual functions of the website. So we just click on this little button here, and it will take you through to obviously the different areas of the actual website itself, or SharePoint area. So what we've got our documents. So this is our document library. This is where we've uploaded all the actual documents so far we have created. These are alerts. For example, if we were working and had it linked to our diaries, this is where we could synchronize our group timetables and actual diaries to the SharePoint area. Currently we're not going to use that because that's a bit more advanced, and obviously there's issues of using that. We will be having a look at the links, so we're going to have a look at some links of some learning repositories. I'll explain what they are, and you can go into the SharePoint area and have a look at those particular learning repositories, and I'll discuss the actual discussion rooms, the actual boardrooms in that sense, where you can actually have virtual meetings if required. So let's first of all go up and have a look at the document area. What I've done is I've placed all the obviously all the documents we've created so far in the shared documents area. What you've got here is a list of documents, obviously the ones which I've created based on the learning repository. Obviously some are my assignments. What it's doing is just describing the actual functional requirements, actually what we require from the database. I've also added all the minutes, so these are the additional minutes for the meetings we've actually attended. I just need to add the most recent one, so I'll add that in a minute. Additional to that, we have a timeline, so we have an indication of when things should be finished in the project. So if you open that, it will show you a timeline for our timescales for completion. And also we've got our traceability matrix, which are just a list of every kind of function we require the database to do. To navigate back to the main area, you just click on the button we originally clicked to go back to the original area. Another key area which isn't a part of this, but I'll show you, is that I've added a little function up here which is called key objectives. So these actually are our key objectives for the project itself. So this will, anytime you're not sure what this project's about or you need clarification of any of the issues of the project, you can click on this area here, and what I've done is create a little page with our common areas of sharing and also our key outcomes for the project itself. To go back, click on the learning repository and then click on all contents again. So what we're going to do is have a look at the next area. So our next area is going to be our we'll go down the page. It's going to be our links. So what we're going to do is go through the links area. It's quite simple. What I've done is just created a link to various learning repositories. What it will do is give you a bit of a description of what the learning repository aims to do and the type of resources you'll actually gain from using the repository. So here we have the NHS one. So this is quite a big learning repository what the NHS has created. We have the Jorum, which is got two sections. It's got an HE section and FE section. I think that's one which is the UK's biggest actual learning repository. This is a network of loads of repositories, so this is quite a big one, and this is a similar one. I haven't really used this one too much. I've used that one and the German one, which are fantastic to gain various resources for my teaching and obviously for my learning myself. So they're quite easy to use. They generally they look like, I can open one up. They look like I should have opened it in a new page, but never mind. They look like just like obviously a Google toolbar. You just type in the area you're interested in. So we can type in CV. You press search, and you'll see what it will do is bring you back all the relevant information about CV writing. So this one's got 51 different resources based on CV writing. Obviously you can categorize and obviously all the information in different ways, and it's a similar process on all the other actual databases. Generally it's just a search bar somewhere on the page. You put your information of what you require and then it'll bring back your results. You can do advanced filters where you can specify if you want it HE or FE. You can specify levels or language or subject area and so on in that particular area there. So if we go back to our learning repository and we click on our all sites and we go back to our main page. The other area I wanted to show you before we finish up is just the kind of the meeting area where you can meet up virtually within your groups. So as we've been discussed before, one of the issues is that people struggle to meet the particular times or areas when times when people are meeting up for the subcategory groups, so the A&P group or law, education, or what else have we got? Learn to learn. So what we've done is that I've set up a virtual area. So if you struggle to get to the meeting but you want to contribute to the meeting itself, you'll be able to make comments on the particular virtual area as well. So we click on the virtual area to bring you up to this particular page here. So what we've got is all the different actual subject areas. The only thing you need to do is click on I'm just going to open a new tab to make it easier for me. Click on the area and it will bring you up to the page which is the chat area for which one am I in at the moment? I am in
professionalism.
So that's where I'm at the moment. And what you can do is just the same as any other chat room. You can create a little chat blog by obviously filling information. So I could say hi all and then save, and you'll see what it does is if we go back to if we just recycle this page so you can see the comment, what it does is obviously it just adds the little comments underneath, so obviously you can create a dialogue within the group. Theoretically you can obviously make conversations about what resources you have, what is your best resource. The idea is create a little community around the particular areas of practice, so this is the area where you would have them type of discussions. And that's it. Obviously when we start using it more, what I'll do is I'll make another video with some more advanced options. So there's examples. You can create an automatic feed, so if you find that you're really interested in one subject and you want to keep up to date for what's going on, you can make the system automatically email you anytime somebody comments within that feed. So it's kind of a similar system what happens on Facebook. When somebody adds a comment, you get an email through to say somebody's added or made a comment on your feed. And that's it really. So they're the major functions. Obviously you can have a play around and obviously add some comments and obviously have a discussion. But what we'll be doing, hopefully by the next meeting, we should have the learning repository in some form. We can demonstrate it and be able to go through some of the areas of our learning repository and how it's going to work in context to this. Thank you for listening and goodbye.